This is Bronagh McManus from Fuse FM, and I'm joined with Frank Turner in the Manchester Phones for You arena. First of all, thank you so much for agreeing to chat with us. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's weird, we're sort of at the start of the tour, but we're also halfway through it because it's a short tour. So, and these are not the kind of venues I'm used to. I have spent all day today being lost because this backstage is a maze as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And I keep running into the same security guy who goes, "You're in the wrong place again," and sort of turns me around and sends me back the way that I came. But yeah, otherwise good.
Excellent. So it's your fourth night. It is also your 1,525th show.
Yes.
You play Cardiff, Nottingham, and Edinburgh. And you've had, from the looks of Facebook and Twitter, amazing reception so far.
It's been great, actually. I mean, this tour is one that I've been kind of both looking forward to and a little nervous about for a while because it is on a different scale to any tour that I've done before. And it's important to me that what I do doesn't kind of lose its character with the change of context or setting, you know. And it's not impossible to put on intimate shows in big venues. I've seen a few in my time, but it's not necessarily easy, and unfortunately nobody's yet written a guidebook on how to do that. So me and my band, and in particular I should add my crew, who are the great unsung heroes of the whole thing, have been working really hard to make sure that it is cool. And yeah, I feel like we've done a good job. I mean, I wasn't sure whether we had until the first night, and then we did the first night and it was just like, yeah, this is cool, actually.
Well, you're not exactly new to the big shows because you played Wembley twice. You played Lancashire Cricket Ground.
Yes. Yeah, true. Although a lot of those were supports, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is a slightly different thing. And then also, I mean, yeah, we have, you know, we did the Wembley shows, the other arena headline we did before this, but that was one show versus kind of 1,500 shows in bars and kind of theatres at most, sort of thing. So it's definitely sort of outside of my comfort zone. But it's a funny thing though. I really don't think that life should be lived in one's comfort zone. I think that's a bullshit approach to life. So I'm quite happy to be out of mine.
Excellent. So it was back in August, I'm thinking, that you announced the tour dates. And I remember seeing on Facebook that you were going to announce them on Sunday morning brunch. So I got up pretty early. I want to talk to you about this.
Okay.
And like you just announced, you just released Tape Deck Car.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I've got a big announcement, and like we all knew it was going to be a tour. We didn't expect it to be an arena tour, but tell me about being on the show, because as you kind of announced, I'm sorry about this, but as you announced that you were doing your biggest tour date ever, you were like mixing some sort of Eddie, like
okay. I should explain. Basically, what happened with that was we got asked if I wanted to play on Sunday Brunch. I'm a musician and I reserve the right to play anywhere, anytime for anybody, and you know, occasionally people go, "Oh, you played on Newsnight, what the fuck?" And I'm like, it's playing music, that's what I do. If you've got an issue with that, you've got an issue with me as a person, fuck off. So initially it was like, yeah, we'll do Sunday Brunch, and then they were like, "Oh, you know, do you want to like announce the tour on that?" And we said, yeah, that's fine. And as far as I was aware, it was just going to be like, here's Frank Turner, here is tour dates, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought as well.
And then sort of the week before the show, I got a call just kind of from, they have like, with TV shows, they have these people who call you up a few days before to just talk you through what's going to happen. This guy called up and just said, yeah, just checking that you're alright with cooking the tuna or something. And I was like, excuse me? What the fuck are you talking about? And they were like, oh yeah, you're like a guest on the show, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm playing some music. And they went, yeah, we've got to cook something as well and talk, and we're going to discuss the following topics and all this shit. And I was like, I don't know about that. Not least because I'm the world's worst cook.
Yeah.
And
you haven't got a speciality.
No, and I'm also not big on fish as well. So I was like, can I do something else other than fish? I fucking hate fish. So they put me on beetroot scones or something.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a little uncomfortable with the context. At the end of the day, though, I mean, personally, I take everything in life with a pinch of salt and just like whatever. But it was a strange place to be. But you know, we announced a tour and that was fun. The other weird thing that I learned that day was that, infuriatingly, Ollie Murs is quite a nice guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I kind of wanted him to be a dickhead. And lots of my friends were texting me going, I will give you £50 to kill him now.
To kill? I thought 50 to like punch him maybe.
Okay, but you know what, actually, and I'll state this for the record now, he is a nice guy, genuinely like a friendly, warm human being.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got to take people as they come.
Fantastic. So before you said that you're a musician, you'll play any show, whatever. So I went to the bank a couple of months ago, and I started talking to my bank manager, and we got talking about music, and he's like, oh, what music do you like? And I'm like, oh, have you heard of Frank Turner? He's like, yeah. He played in my kitchen whenever I was in uni. So this guy went to Bangor in North Wales.
He was at least friends with Ian Davies, was the name.
Yeah, Ian Davis.
Yeah.
And and he said that the promoter pulled your main show a few days beforehand, but you were like, yeah, I'll still come and play. So from playing like a small student's kitchen to playing a nearly sold out arena, and last night was sold out, that must be incredible. I mean, you've definitely earned you've earned every right, but like there must be mornings where you wake up and think, oh my god.
Actually, absolutely. Most mornings I wake up and think, I'm kind of waiting for the reality police to knock on my door and go, I'm terribly sorry, it's been an awful mistake, back to Bangor with you. Not there's anything wrong with Bangor, but yeah, I mean it is weird. I mean it's one thing that I sometimes think about actually. One of the reasons I am answering the question in a roundabout way. 100 Reasons, who are a band who I was friends with for many years.
And love 100 Reasons.
A band who I had an enormous amount of respect with, because the thing is, right, I did all those hard graph years, and then we're here now, and everybody who's followed that kind of trajectory goes, of course, if I had to, I'd go back to playing the hard graph years. But actually, is that true? You never know until you're tested. And I don't know whether I would be tested, and I'm trying to be honest, I genuinely don't know whether I would go back to doing that again, maybe not. What I loved about 100 Reasons is that they were tested on that, and they absolutely did. They played Brixton, and then a few years later they were playing like the Barfly, and they still just went up and brought it and did their thing, and I thought, fucking good for you, because you weren't kidding when you said that. I like to think that regardless of what level I do it at, I will keep playing music for the rest of my life as long as it's sort of viable and people want to hear it. But, you know, like I say, being 100% honest, you never know until you're tested.
Fantastic. I've got a bit of a bone to pick with you.
Right.
So, along with 4 Simple Words, Poetry of the Deed is my all-time favourite song.
Yeah.
I've seen you play, tonight will be my 8th time.
Right.
I've only seen you play it like twice. And
you've done better than some.
Every time I come to see you, I'm like a little bit crushed that you don't play it. Have you got like some massive beef with this?
No, I really don't. That is a funny song. Okay, once you've been doing things for a while, you end up with various categories of songs. One category of song is songs that me and the band love and that no one in the crowd seems to love. And Poetry of the Deed is like that. I'm glad that you love it, but honestly, when we play it, that song, people just kind of go,
why? It's like your best song.
Well, I'm glad you think so, but honestly, from experience, like, it just doesn't go over very well, that song. I'm not saying we'll never play it again. We played it the other day, actually, and it was lovely. When we were rehearsing that song, I wrote a song and we were rehearsing it as a band, everyone was like, this is the greatest song ever.
It is.
Another example of songs that I love and that no one else seems to love, although weirdly enough, the most requested song of mine on email, people send me emails, by a country mile, is a song called Redemption. And every time I play Redemption live, everyone just goes to the bar and talks to each other. Yeah. And again, it's just a weird kind of thing. I mean, I've kind of taken to playing it solo now because it makes a bit more sense in that context. But yeah, it's funny, just like, play that song, okay? And then you play it and everyone goes,
Okay, final question, because I think we're a bit rushed for time. Album artwork. For me, I absolutely hate downloading music online off iTunes or Fair Share Music. I'd much rather purchase the album.
Yeah.
And I think, can you just talk me through your album artwork kind of process of how you come up with the idea? And also, are you influenced by the fact that your fans will ultimately get tattoos of your artwork? Because if you look at your earlier work, so like Sleepers for the Week and Love Your Song, they're not the most aesthetically pleasing ones.
Somebody has got the front cover of Low Ironton tattooed on their back.
Oh really?
Yeah, it looks weird. I mean, okay, there's 2 separate questions there. I mean, artwork, I'm not the most aesthetically minded of people, I'm really not, and with pretty much every album apart from Love Ironton, I've kind of outsourced it. Like the first record was an artist called Chris Pell, who's a friend of mine. Third album was Chris Bork, 4th album was Tom Lacey, 5th album was Heather Law. You know, I mean, I know what I like when I see it, but I'm not the most kind of, I don't draw, you know, that kind of thing. Love Ironton on the front cover is a nod to Leonard Cohen's Songs of Love and Hate, but which nobody seems to have got. But anyway, a tattoo thing, I mean, it's a weird thing. I like tattoos, I like the aesthetics, I like the culture. I'm wary of being seen to encourage anyone to get a tattoo though, because it's a permanent thing, it's a very personal decision, and it's not on me to kind of say, you should get a tattoo, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That said, you know, with Tape Deck Art, I got a tattoo artist to draw up some classic Sailor Jerry style tattoo artwork for it, which I suppose I knew people would get tattooed. But it's just, you know, it's an individual decision whether or not you get it done. It's not, I would never tell someone to get a tattoo.
And final question, do you have any pre-show warm-ups? You must have some.
I want my voice, I want my guitar playing, and generally speaking, my mental guitar tech, Kiara, who's playing the band Fighting the Wire, gives us what's called the anti-pep talk, where he basically tells us that he hates us and hopes we have a bad gig.
Excellent.
And then we have a gig.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, and all the best
My
for
pleasure.
tonight.
Thank you.